Someone saying she was going through a pregnancy period and it was tough. The only thing one day she came across the song, and it helped her through, the pregnancy period, and she had to name her child Ayo.
Artists are so creative that we can picture the future.
And I'll look into the camera. Creatives are meant to be paid well.
Creatives are meant to be
paid well.
and paid well.
Yeah.
Hold up. The end of what you're doing sometimes might not even be for your own relevance.
It might not be.
It might just be that you are doing something so that someone else can see like this is possible.
Yeah, audition also. And I'm here like I can really do it way better. But I'm still trying to say, fleshing it. I will do it.
Soundcheck 1 2. Hi, my name is John Kenny, and I want to welcome you to Soundcheck with JK. Today, I'm going to be interviewing the world famous, the Minister of Joy, Ife M.O.J. I'm super excited to talk to Ife. Ife debuted his first single in 2020 called Ayo. You remember, I come for fire. You know the song, right? We could sing the song in our weddings, in our parties, and you could even sing it in church. It was a Thanksgiving appreciative song. And since then, he's been doing great stuff. He's a songwriter, he's a music producer, and a multi-instrumentalist. He's here, and he's going to be talking to us in a moment. Get ready. Hi, my name is John Kenny, and I want to welcome you to Soundcheck with JK. Soundcheck 1 2 1 2. Soundcheck.
Check. Soundcheck
2. And today I am with the Minister of Joy himself. There's somebody in this country called the Minister of Joy. How can somebody be the Minister of Joy? He's so unique. He's so special. And let me tell you one thing. Everywhere I have seen him perform is always joy. It's always joy. It's always joy. There's something about you. The aura you carry into a room. You came in here just now, and I'm always feeling like the Minister of Joy is here. Let's not talk too much.
Thank God.
We're so glad to have you here.
I'm super excited to be here today. I'm very, very happy to be here.
Yeah.
And I'm joyful to be here.
I have known you for a few years.
Quite
a few years.
Do
you know that if I used to play drums?
Yeah.
When I first met you, you were a drummer.
I was a drummer.
You're a drummer in this
CFC.
CFC,
you know that, right? CFC, yeah.
Communicators for Christ.
Shout out to all CFC members.
CFC guys, all those egbons.
Yeah, the egbons.
And I met him, drummer. Then later I found out that you could play the keyboard.
Started playing the
keyboard. In the UJCF.
Yeah.
And then today, Ife is many things. Ife is an amazing producer. Let me tell you, let me give you guys, if you don't know. In that song, Omo Baba, the main shape by Spirit Prophecy.
Yeah.
This is the guy that made it. You did not know.
Thank you.
Now. You didn't know before now. You're just knowing now. He's a songwriter. One of his creations, Ayo.
Yeah.
Ayo was such a hit in the sense of hit. That one day I was on Instagram because I follow the former vice president.
Yeah.
And then I was on his stories.
On the story, yeah. You used it on the story.
And then I saw about the groove too. I said,
yeah.
Do you know what it means? I said, it's so amazing.
Yeah.
It's such a gift.
So good too.
I'm not going to do so much introduction because you're going to hear him speak.
And
why do we do Soundcheck? Soundcheck with JK is an opportunity for musicians to talk about how they feel about their music. This is an opportunity for us to tell you how many streams we got on our last track. We're not trying to tell you all those things. What we want you to feel, we want you to touch how the music makes us feel. We do this because we love it. For many of us, we did not even start out as also to make money.
Yeah.
For those of us who are in the gospel space, it was like a calling thing. Before it even became a thing that God said you should do to the nations, it was a tool for expression unto God.
Yeah.
I mean, I can speak confident that you share that feeling, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
How does music make you feel?
So this question is it reminds me.
There are no words.
This back in school when they tell you write, is it 400 words? But you have so much insight about that thing, so you write 600 or 700. But interestingly, I think music for me is not just a gift. It's like a place for me.
Hold up.
Yeah.
What's the name, right?
It's like a place,
It's like
yeah.
a place.
Yeah. And I think that not just for me though, I think it's for mostly everyone, but you might not be able to tell yet. And that's why, there are emotions whenever you get to listen to anything part time. Sometimes I think I was at a concert recently and I was listening to the music, and it took me back to, I just remembered when I was listening to that project, how I was, what I was doing, where I was.
Like a store of
Yeah,
memories.
store of memories. So, but from the creative perspective, like for one who creates music, luckily for some of us, it's very innate. you know some people might have to like properly have to go
Yeah,
through
yeah.
a very
Find
rigorous,
find their
learn,
voice or something. Yeah.
learn.
Mm.
But me creating music is very innate, and it's an happy place. I enjoy it.
Mm.
I just do it because um you have something, and you find a way to express it
Mm.
unintentionally. Someone who does music, even if the person hasn't started professionally, someone who has that in him, you might not have started releasing music out,
Mm.
you randomly make random melodies on your own.
Mm.
Sometimes, but the moment you come to the place of knowing that, oh, you want to start creating music, you enjoy it more. Music is something you enjoy.
Music is so amazing for me,
Mm.
and I've always often wondered. For many people, there's a feeling. I know you're a performing artist.
Yeah.
I mean, you need to see if everyone is performing. Kai, see this thing I'm saying. You need to actually see him.
Well, I'm trying.
Come on now. The feeling that you get to give an audience a gift.
Mm.
Every time I get the opportunity, and I know that I speak for you when I say that this feeling, I think it's deeper than that. That feeling that you're about to give people something
Mm-hmm.
that they would never forget in their lives.
Yeah.
Especially when the sound is now good.
Mm-hmm.
When the sound is good,
Yeah.
and the location is amazing. You're not stressed up.
Yeah.
Tell me that
True,
feeling.
true.
That feeling.
I think first I think that would be more like a concert experience, a performance experience where you know everything gets to work together. You have your sound, you have the lights, you have all that
You have
stuff.
your team
Your
sometimes.
team, your track is on click and all that, which works well, and that's good. But this is where if you enjoy it still. When you might not even have all that. You don't have the in fact, when I first did if
You
I
don't
tell
have
you,
the
you have
luxuries.
the lights, you don't have anything like that. You're about to create music in just you have a band, maybe 10 people. There used to be this picture that says that there was one picture I used to see back then that so you can't create music if you've not done, the 10 audience or the 5 audience that don't expect an arena. Have you seen that before? There's something like that. Like if
I've
you've not
not,
done, yeah,
but it's
yeah,
true,
yeah.
right?
If you've not done that 10, 12 audience or maybe 20
You've not
audience,
given that
you've
10
not,
audience
yeah,
experience.
an experience. You want to give an arena an experience. All the best. I don't know how you want to do that, but if for me, when be it with a glamorous setup, be it in a small room, I'm gonna enjoy it. I enjoy. In fact, I think there's something for me when I'm creating music. I am so. I think I take something very pertinent, and that's how you feel. Also, especially live. Um, you can. There's a science to this thing. We also know that there's a
Yeah.
science to
Yeah.
the music.
Yeah.
So I am intentional about it, especially when I'm creating music for live performances. So there's a way I want you to feel when I'm saying, um, I don't get joy. There's a way I want the music to go at that point, so you can unknowingly,
And the drop.
subconsciously,
Come for
yeah,
fire.
yeah, you get subconsciously, you don't know why you're reacting like that, but I love to see it. So I enjoy it.
You
Yeah,
prepared for it.
absolutely, by God's
You
grace.
prepared for it. Sometimes I'm telling people that sometimes artists are so creative that we can picture the future.
Mm.
Sometimes some of the things we see on stage that people think it just happened. Sometimes there was this there was a slaw that we had prepared to do that we knew was going to generate a certain reaction.
Very true.
It's like it's a mixture of the science and the art.
The art, the science, all together.
You get to a drop in the music, and there's a way you have to move that if you don't move that way, the audience doesn't feel how passionate you are about it.
It works for me that way because I want to, and as much as it's not because I'm trying to manipulate the music and make you just feel. This is also, I've gotten to a point where this is how I also express it. Do you get? This is
it's not acting.
Do you get? And again, if you want to do something, you eventually have to do it well. So every genre has their, their modus operandi. So if I'm doing so and so genre, this is how it should be done. If I'm trying to do something CCM like, there's a way the guitar has to sound.
By the way, was it 2 years ago? You and I were having a conversation somewhere in a car park.
Yeah.
And I was trying to impose something on you. I was saying something like you be Afro guy, and you were like, I'm not only Afro.
No.
I'm a worship guy. Tell me about that. Because someone's wondering that if you're an Afro artist now, an Afro gospel artist now, tell me about that.
So I think it's not just about Afrobeat. It's not just about genre for some of us.
It's deeper than that.
Yeah, it's deeper than that. For us, I think there's a word I've used there so much, and I think it's expression. And it's just what it is. You get to, encounter a gift. You get to encounter a tool. Do you get? So you choose part-time. A tool. Yeah. You choose part-time and say, this is what I want to pass through this.
You don't get boxed into something.
No, you don't get boxed into something. It's a tool. As much as I love to. In fact, I when I wanted to create music, I didn't think Afro gospel. I didn't think, when I was creating. Ayo was my first song.
Yes.
Yeah, so I didn't think Afro gospel. I just thought of a song. In fact, that's why some people believe Ayo is like a fusion, because it finds a way to get a balance between the old people and the young people.
Yeah.
You feel like you're hearing, an high life. You think you're hearing Afrobeat and all that. So I didn't necessarily think that, okay, I wanted to do Afro gospel as Afro gospel. I've done Afro gospel songs like proper Afrobeat, however, but I didn't think that way. So be it part-time, the expression, how it flows part-time. If I say I have a message, and this is how it's best to pass this message, then I pass it that way. If it could be that I have a song that talks about how we have access to our Father, and I thought of how best. I've not released it yet though, but I thought of how best to pass. It's by worship music, but I have a song that helps you declare the new creature reality, and I thought that I want you to not just declare it, in a very solemn way. I want you to enjoy what you are declaring. So I made it as Afrobeat, which is new creature. So the expression part-time, I don't think I'll do jazz, I'll do Afrobeat.
See, that's why he's the minister of joy. See, that's why he's minister of joy. He can't be boxed into a corner.
No, we can't.
And for me, that's important. By the way, how many of you know that Ife is married?
Oh, goodness.
He's married, though. See, as he fresh. See, he's married, though. He's the married man of God.
Credit to my wife.
How's your wife?
She's good. She's absolutely.
I know that you started doing some level of serious music before you got married.
Yeah.
So she came into that. What was it like? Because a lot of people have asked me a lot of questions about, John Kenny. Now I'm doing music. I don't know what's gonna be like when I'm married. I don't know what my wife's gonna think about it. So even those who are making real money from it are still saying, how do I answer the question of validation with my wife? Because see, you can act for everybody in the world.
Yeah, you can't act at
for
all
this
now.
woman.
You can't act at all.
What does it feel like?
So I think my wife is one of the realest persons I think I've ever met. It was It's not.
You've ever met? I mean, I've ever lived with.
Not even lived with. I'm saying I've ever met. So but interesting part is, I mean, she also has she has a music background sort of too. So, so for her, I think I would say she's currently like my major A&R right now because she can tell, and this is far away from. She can always. She has a very good, she has good ears for music, so she can always
You can
tell
tell what works.
what works, or how you're sounding or what you're singing, But that aside, why I say she's a realist is because she could just also sometimes just say that if this is not working, it's not working. Just say, I don't think that it's working.
And I
you know,
think we need that sincerity sometimes.
we need it,
musicians.
So there's also a balance because we as creatives could be emotional with our
Everything we
craft,
create.
with everything we create. So you're like, just like, but you come to that balance and look at it. That okay. I think there was someone who was telling me he's a very blown artist, and he made a record and he didn't really like it or something. He wasn't really so sure about it. Interest is a big record, and his wife was the one telling him that it was good. So we could also flip it around. Sometimes she might be the one to tell
You'll
you
not be
that,
feeling it, and
yeah,
she's like, "It's amazing."
it's amazing. So for my wife, I mean, the music generally, she's a big supporter of what I do. She
amazing.
loves it, she loves it. And reason why I use the word realist because she lets you know that okay, do this here, do this here. I think this is.
She's not playing sycophancy.
No,
like,
no, no.
like
She will not.
everything you make is good.
Everything is oh my babe. Everything is nice. Nah, she's not that kind of person. She'll just tell you that it's good. It's good.
We need that kind of honesty in our lives.
And interestingly, I don't know if she watches this. She might not like this part I'm saying, but I'll still say it.
Okay.
I
want to hear it.
So as much as she loves music and she enjoys music, she also doesn't like repeated sounds. Like in the house, and I'm making music. So like the same. And for producers and people that create music, you can have
We can hear it like 500 times.
you can have that 500 times, and you know what? But interesting part is that from our first two, that's the funny thing, 2-3 sounds, and you're playing that thing again. She can always tell, like, oh, okay, I think that thing is not so good. This is good, and she logs out of it already. She gets so that's. I think I have a superhero in my house. That's one interesting thing.
That means she's part of the process for you.
Yes, she is. She's when I'm done sometimes, or maybe when I'm just starting. Sometimes when I'm done, I'll just ask her to come listen. Sometimes I just play for her.
That's good.
She's absolutely part of the process.
That's really good.
Part of the
By
process.
the way, do you guys know that the Minister of Joy actually sings in the choir too?
Yeah, I'm in the choir.
He sings in the choir. Oh. The Minister of Joy did choir.
I'm in the choir.
What's that like?
Okay. So
by the way, I know that. I mean, you belong to an amazing church.
Yeah, Celebration Church. Yeah.
CCI, amazing.
Yeah.
Your pastor, amazing man.
Amazing pastor, Apostle Emmanuel.
You are in the choir. Apostle, pardon me. Apostle Emmanuel.
Yeah. So I'm in the choir, and
what was it like? What's it like?
So I think, so as much as why I'm in the choir first things first would be that I wanted to just also serve in my local assembly.
Brilliant.
There's that one, and also there's the experience also is different. You get to it keeps you it keeps you up to date with your craft. You sing with people, you meet others, you get challenged to do better with what you're doing.
You get challenged, meaning that there are people in the team that can be
oh,
amazing stuff.
Amazing guys in CCW, amazing guys, for me, and get challenged.
It's called CCW.
That's Celebration Church Worship. Yeah, when I mean amazing
shout out to
guys.
everybody in CCW.
Shout out to everyone,
awesome
Steph,
guys.
love
Awesome
everyone.
guys.
You get challenged. You see how they're doing, what they are doing, and you get motivated to do more. To get better. With what you do, and you'll be stretched also. I've always been in choir also, but just doing that keeps you up to date, and it's also precious opportunity to serve in your local assembly. You feel like you're doing, even if it's just a little bit, you're doing your own part. Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah, that's what it is for me.
What are you looking for in the Nigerian scape, in the music scape in Nigeria? What are you looking for? Because I mean, we're battling different challenges. The stereotypes of if it's the gospel, don't talk about money, even though we're spending a lot of
Money.
money. That we're doing gospel doesn't mean that it's not costing us money, or
Yeah.
you know, we're buying gear in the
Yes.
same
Yeah.
markets. You know, we are doing the same promotions
Promotion
online
online.
if
Yeah.
and offline if we have to. I mean, to set up a typical gig that we are hosting is going to cost the same thing that it costs for every
Yeah,
other person.
every other
So
person.
we're battling that on the one hand, then
Yeah.
access to equipment, because sometimes
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we there's an equipment that is trendy that I want to
We
have.
want to have, and
I don't have the
yeah,
money up front.
you have-
I'm hoping I could get it on credit sometimes.
Yeah,
Tell me,
yeah.
what are you doing? What do you think should be better about this our space?
So I think first things first, we be it the listeners or maybe stakeholders or
Stakeholders.
and all that. There's an ideology that has to change. Also, it's sometimes whenever things are not the way they should be, check the idea behind it.
First thing.
Yeah. So you see that there's a way people see. There's a perspective. They have a perception about the craft or about the industry or the field or whatever. So for example, you could think that they are doing it for God. So that's one ideology. Some people say they're just passing time. Some might think they have their own craft, they're making money with something else.
This is a
They
side-
know this
side-
one is a
side
side
gig.
gig and all that. But I believe one thing, and I'll look into the camera. Creatives are meant to be paid well.
Creatives are meant to be
paid
paid
well.
and paid well.
Yeah.
Somebody help me loud
Yeah.
this thing.
Yeah, creatives are meant to be paid well. There's a lot that goes now. If you sit down with it and choose to just have an overview or just have rather an in-depth view of what it takes to get some of these things out there, then you realize that it has to be, if you look at the years of practice, years of rehearsal, years of I'm even currently trying to get better with a lot of stuff. But aside that, if you look at just the process to get the music out there, you understand that there is a value that should be placed on this thing. So not to now talk of I'm bringing the music to you, which is a live event. Do you understand?
Do you think we don't talk about it enough? Just like a side thought. Do you think we as creatives don't tell people enough what we do on the back end?
So I think, because sometimes I always just been modest about it. So it doesn't sound, somehow sounds weird. It doesn't look as if you're blowing your horn and all that. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with also bringing people in through, the process and let them know that, sometimes I've seen people, a lot of people are trying to, I've seen artists complain to me, they're trying to get their song mixed and this is the cost. They're trying to get their song produced, this is the cost, and they're like, come on, like how many people can afford this? What's in fact continuity? Do you just end up creating one record and that's all.
So some people think that for us who produce music, that we always have that solid, that we're not always thinking about that part of the work. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, so you see, even for producers, some produce, like I produce, but I don't mix. Like maybe as at when this video might be out, I might have started mixing, but as we speak right now, I don't mix. Like I just do like a little bit of here and there with mixing.
See that part, a lot of people don't understand.
So
like, that there's a producer,
there's a mixing and mastering engineer. And there are added instruments into a project. Sometimes because I don't play some instruments, sometimes you might have to bring
someone to pay.
You hire the person for the project. You hire the person for that project. You pay the person. You get. Some people are always, lucky and they find some people who are benevolent enough. But sometimes, most times rather, you hire people to play on that, that's why you see their names on the back end sometimes. It's a contribution to that sound. So you get that. And let's say you're thinking of something big, and don't forget it's music. That expression has to be there. Sometimes you might want to do something really creative and all. You need more musicians. You need, you want to get one-to-one
like
seller to do.
Brass team.
Yeah, you want to get choir feel. You want to get a brass session. And I had an idea years back. I was much younger though. I wanted to do a song for Nigeria, and I thought that the song was going to have like, different cultural instruments with a choir, with this, blah, blah, blah. So I was really young though, but I was thinking, I was either asking questions. I was like, Where you won't
Should I
get
ask
this
you
kind
the
of
right
money from?
People
Where
don't
is
know these things.
where you won't get this kind of money from?
People don't know.
But I just thought that that was gonna be like a very creative record to put out there. Not and but let me just drive in to let people know that the creation or the process is actually quite
From the point of inspiration, it's already costing the artist.
yeah, it is. It is.
Because some people say things like, I don't write songs, or I receive them. Okay, I get. You received them. Did you not sit down to receive?
Yeah.
It took you some time. You see. Let me tell you.
Even after receiving, you
Even after
structure
receive,
it.
my brother.
You structure
Most
it.
times, what you might receive maybe 2-3 lines.
2-3 lines.
You
Yeah.
want to put a verse to. You want to put a bridge to it. You want to put some of these details into it. You have to sit down. Sometimes you have to bring somebody else to work with you. It's already costing you.
Yeah.
You have to maybe if you don't play an instrument, if you play an instrument, great. If you don't play an instrument, you bring someone to help you arrange this. Everything's already. Do you know sometimes? Let me be honest with you.
Yeah.
People come to me and say they want to record a song.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I tell them. I say, my rates are my rates.
Yeah.
Right? But first things first, I think it will do you more service because I'm speaking from a musician's perspective.
Oh, okay.
I think it will do you more service if you actually rehearse this song with your music team in church, like a choir. You understand what I'm saying? Flesh out the arrangements and everything. Perform it for your church.
Okay.
Get maybe your media team to record it.
Yeah.
At that level, it's not. At least people can forgive you if it is looking like a live stream feel.
Yeah.
And let's even see how passionate you are to even get that out to people in your church. Test your resolve.
So you see, this thing you just said now is I'll give an example.
Okay.
Solid. It's really solid. Some people it might be their church community. Some it might be a group of people. Some
Or friends.
Anywhere. So they might not just let it be limited to church. So I got back from NYC, and this is how I started making music. Briefly, I'll just say it briefly. I'd started writing songs. I didn't kick off as a songwriter, but I started writing songs like 2015. I wrote one in 2013. Nobody will hear it because it sounded bad. So by 2015, I think I started. I thank God for that gift. I started finding expression in that way. I started writing and it sounded good. So I got back from NYC and I did a small. While I was in NYC, because I was writing while I took my keyboard. I served in Edo State. So
Edo State.
Yeah. I went with my keyboard. So I would write.
Imagine though. I started in Anambra State and I took my guitar along. There's no way you carry your gear and go now.
You carry your gear. When I first went, I came out to pick it. I went and said, okay, let's see everywhere. Okay, everywhere is good, right? Everywhere good. No
For the music.
I went back.
Come on.
Picked it up and came back. Went back to Edo State. That was where I even learned how to play more, extensively and play all keys on the keyboard and all. So, I spent time. But I was writing, so it got to a point. I said, you know what, I want to share the songs with people, in my NYC. But then I was actively in NCCF, so shout out to NCCF.
Shout out to NCCF, Anambra State. Yeah. All of us we are all together.
Yeah. So I just said, let me share with these guys. I made a flyer. It was kind of new to all of them.
All this is by yourself?
Yeah. I reached out to a friend. Can you help make a flyer, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I think I even made that flyer myself. No, it was a different program. I reached out to a friend. So I made a flyer, did one or two things, sent it to the NC, took permission, blah, blah. Can I use a family house, blah, blah. Yeah, people see it. I get a keyboard, just no mic, nothing. Just the piano. Tell them they're coming for an hangout.
There's something inside.
Yeah. There's gonna be drinks.
There's
gonna be just one or two chops here and there. And you get to hear good music and you get blessed. That was it. And I had quite a number of people. I'll have to look for that picture so I can post one day. Quite a number of people came in.
I'll really love to see it.
Interesting. They were seated on the floor because in family house then we didn't have chairs. Per se, just some plastic chairs or so. So seated on the floor. I had a keyboard. Sang, did all numbers, everyone was blessed by God's grace.
Wow.
They kept talking about it. So by the time I got back from NYC, then I said, I went for it. So another thing that motivates me sometimes, because I'm a bit, I could be very much gradual with trying to do something, I
Okay.
might kind of take my time to understand it well, to know, sometimes I just really want to understand, like, how does this thing work? Yeah, I know how to do it, but is it at this standard? So another thing that motivates me is when I see something that I want to do.
That someone else is doing
That someone else is doing already. But this is now where it is. The person is doing it way below the standard I envisaged.
It boosts your morale, like,
Like,
I
okay.
can't do this now.
So you went out to do this kind of thing. So you went out to do this kind of thing, and everybody came to, and they were shouting.
With confidence, oh.
With confidence, like, yeah, audacious. So, and I'm here, like, I can really do it way better, but I'm still trying to say, you know what? Fleshing it, like, I will do it. Sincerely,
Like, I'm doing it.
I'm doing it. Sincerely, I'm doing it. And, interestingly, I've been having a nudge to do something like that, but I was just like, but when the day I now saw someone, I went out, and, I never mention who had that event.
Thank you.
But I went with some friends, and I was like, okay. And no, this is with all humility. I was just like, oh, yeah, nice. But everyone was like, yeah, like they're going crazy. Like, what was like, okay. And I'm like,
this.
Interestingly, my friends I went with were like,
Guy.
okay, like, okay, it's just okay. It's just okay. And I just texted all of you. I'm having rehearsals. I'm having rehearsals on so day.
Inspiration.
Yeah. So anybody, so you don't know who you might be inspiring. Just do it. Don't worry. Just do it. Just do it. Shout out to that person.
That's important.
Yeah, it made me start. So just do it. So I got it. Yeah.
Hold up. The end of what you're doing sometimes might not even be for your own relevance.
It might not be.
It might just be that you are doing something so that someone else can see, like, this is possible.
You might do things to just inspire others. You might do. A lot of people have inspired many people who might not even continue in that craft. Do you get?
Wow.
Some people are not even doing the craft again, but they inspired you to even kick off because you saw them do it. Do you get? So this one, I just saw. I was like, I'll go and do this thing. I just call my guys, rehearse, blah, 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 blah. And which leads back to, I knew that I didn't have I just go back from NYC. In fact, I got into one wahala like that, I was trying to, get into a business, and, they just took all my money. Like, they swindled the money I bought back from. They took, I was thinking that, I don't think, maybe I might not have to work 9 to 5. Let's do business. Let me, get some products from these people, and I gave them my money, and it's not something I wanted to do. But I was able to gather my guys. Luckily for me, I had my friends. We are still all cool till date, and we started rehearsing. I said I was going to do Life and Light. I think it was Life and Light. Yeah, I used my church at Ikeja then. So I said, okay, because we didn't have resources and all, I ticketed. The ticket was very, very cheap. I think it was 500. And
I think I heard about that.
Someone still had the infantry to enter my DM
and say,
why is the ticket?
Brother, why are you charging?
Why are you charging? Are you no longer a Christian? Blah blah blah. And all that stuff. But I that's aside. Where I'm driving this point into is that I was able to also say, you know what? I didn't have those songs recorded yet.
Yeah.
I didn't think that I don't have a plan of how they're going to be recorded. In fact, I didn't even see that. Oh yeah, I'm going to become an artist first, and I never saw anything like that. I just wanted to share it with people. And interestingly, I had about 300 people in the room that day. And we did the song. I did Ayo then. I did quite a number of songs. I think we did 7 songs, 7 or 6 songs that day. And
it even gives you the chance to even test, okay, which ones
are
people really vibing to. Because what I was saying earlier, I've seen a lot of people just say, I have a passion for music, and they're going to be raising money to give a producer. I will take your money. I will do the job for you. It's not a problem. But what I'm saying is that for the sake of the music and the sake of your own art, I think that it makes sense for you to try to get your work into people's faces one way or another, at least first. See, sometimes people might not even give you a direct feedback and say you're not a great singer, but you can read the room sometimes. But okay, this thing I'm doing, I'm not sure, because some people need to just be told the truth.
Yeah.
That this thing you are doing, maybe this is not really what you are supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
But for those who really have it in them, I mean, look at what you have to do, and you're not doing it because of a hustle.
No.
You're doing it because you just wanted to express yourself.
Yeah, just to
right?
express the gift, just, I had a message with what I was writing, and let me share with people. And, from first song to second song, third, fourth, it was the reaction, people, even if I didn't get, let me tell you how well we did what we did, even if we didn't get that kind of feedback, would have still been fine. And reason being that we put a lot of work into crafting that sound. In fact, Ayo is the only song like I've released from that sound.
From that.
From that sound. Okay, and Lead Me. I have a song, Lead Me. It's kind of R&B-ish. Hey, almost H Factor, almost
Aram.
R&B-ish.
It's fine,
please.
Joe.
R&B. But, Ayo and Lead Me is the only song that I think that came out from. And regardless, we were able to get everyone. We saw the reaction, It was beautiful. It was beautiful. The be it expected or not, the expected reaction was what people gave. Everyone looked. They had take home songs.
Yeah.
People say, "Oh, you're leaving and you're greeting people that thank you for coming." I say, that sixth song, that fourth song, that one you sang.
Why don't you record it for us
Yeah,
now?
that
So we can
one,
listen to it.
And then recently, I think this status update just came out on WhatsApp not too long. So someone made a video where I was singing Ayo, and sent it to me. I said, okay, let me just put it up on,
And the reactions were.
on my status. And someone said, what did this person? It was my current manager now.
Yeah.
It was just my guy then, and he produced it. I said, come to my place. Let's produce
Let's do the song.
Come to my place. Let's produce a song. That's what he said. I was trying to I could produce. I was just trying my hands on production there, but I wanted to get someone else to produce it. But the whole schedule wasn't working out. In fact, that wasn't the first song I wanted to bring out of that project. It was a different song. So, but he just nudged me. Like I just felt, there's something there, And
if nobody told you this, let me tell you, Ayo, it's still a hit. Everywhere they play the song, it's still a great song.
I think one thing that humbles, it gets me meek every time, and that would be that when you create something, you don't know to what extent at which God wants to use it, and I'm driving it home to God wants to use it, because you might have an expression, that it's going to get people joyful and all, but some of the things I've heard from random people sending me messages on Instagram, I'm not even thinking of it as an hit song anymore, because I just saw like, what is this? Like this is like a machinery. This is like a tool. Someone saying she was going through a pregnancy period and it was tough. Wow. The only thing one day she came across the song, and it helped her through, the pregnancy period, and she had to name her child Ayo. So, things like
She
that.
did what? She named her child
Ayo. Things like that. And you see, I think the last one I got that got me really, really, it hit me really hard, was the person was going through chemo. And that was a cancer patient. She was going through chemo. And, it was my song she came across. She said she listened to it throughout her chemo process. She didn't know how she was just going to survive, and that's what she kept listening to.
This feedback, they are more than money, Sha.
Money's good, but
the way they make you feel.
Yeah, you just tend to see beyond yourself. You see beyond.
I know you do works, inspirational work beyond music. I know is it weeks ago or days ago? You had a session with some students.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like an inspirational session. Tell us about that.
So, what I do
in case people want to engage with you beyond just performing a song.
Okay, yeah. So I also like to speak, inspire, especially for creatives, inspire you to actually do it, and also start early. It's good to start early. Actually.
Inspire you to actually do it.
Yeah,
start early.
Yeah, so starting early will give you time to nurse, give you time to make mistakes, give you time to. But once you start early, there's a way. And also, I always try to bring, people into that consciousness on time. And that consciousness is you've been given something. You have something in your hands, you've been given something. So begin to learn how to steward it,
Early.
yeah. So that's why I was speaking with those students, and I was able to let them know. So I do things like that now, and I'm hoping to still. I think another thing I will still eventually want to do is for boys and boy children, and ensure that I think because sometimes what I do is not necessarily because I just feel like I'm inspired to want to do things. Sometimes when I see that there's an area lagging, or I realize that there's a need for this to be done. That's why I do it. So I say, okay, I think that some of these children need to know, early.
Yes.
They need to. If they need to, then why not? If there's an opportunity for me to speak to them, let's have it. I'll do it. So, be it talking about their craft, talking about their gift or their academics, or and all that. I do.
I mean, there you have it. The Minister of Joy is loaded. By the way, how did you come about Minister of Joy?
So I was I'd written Ayo. It was out there. I was just using my name.
Ayo is Joy now.
Ayo is Joy.
Okay, Ayo is Joy. Okay.
The interesting thing was that there are several Ifes on DSPs, and DSPs means like the distribution platforms you listen to. That's Apple Music and the rest, Spotify. So there's several Ifes. So it kept clashing. Like it was always clashing. So I was looking for a suffix.
Okay.
Or that be a prefix, a suffix.
It's suffix now.
Yeah, suffix.
That'll make it unique.
That'll make it unique. Maybe it's Ife, and so or maybe I change my name. But for me, I learned to just talk to God about anything just randomly, and I just said to God, I actually need a suffix, to this thing. I've tried many suffixes and they didn't work. But interestingly, and God told me that I have a name. So I was like, oh, really? I didn't know. But I said, what is it? I said, I don't know. I think a few weeks after that, I think I started to think, I think this suffix thing, and it just dropped like, you are the Minister of Joy.
MOJ.
So I said, you're the Minister of Joy. I just, I can't be writing if you're a Minister of Joy. Let me just write.
He walks gone. He walks gone.
It works, Abby.
He walks gone. MOJ.
I just said, let me just write if MOJ.
It really actually works.
Yeah, MOJ.
It works.
Yeah, that was just
and see, last thing. Do you think there's a gap in terms of skilled hands, technical hands for music locally? Do you think there's a gap, or if there was an area of investment that people need to enter into that will make this craft really grow bigger? Because trust me, there's a lot of money to be made. Let's be honest with ourselves.
Yeah, true.
There's a lot of money to be made in what we do, But do you think where's the gap? Where is the gap of investment? If anybody even wants to hear you speak as a practitioner, where's the gap?
So I think first, I think we don't really have. It's not. I think it's not really a skill issue.
Okay.
Depending on the level we are speaking at, Sha.
Okay.
Do you get? But I mean, world standard, I don't think it's a skill issue.
Okay.
Do you get? To
a
an
lot
extent,
of great guys.
There are a lot of great guys, So I think for anyone who wants to invest, I think where we have the issue might be investing in the structure. Do you get? In the structure, and what each person plays per time. So if the skill of that craft, the music in itself, is surplus. Do you get?
Actually,
is surplus, but the back end is where the thing is. So interestingly, we have people like NBA, that's Godwin Tom, bring with the school they started and all that stuff for. Be it a manager, you're an A&R person and all that stuff, which is good. I mean, knowledge is a good investment also. So when there's a structure for the back end, you see someone who really understands the process of distributing music in fairness. You get so in fairness, and say, okay, there's no label trying to steal from this one is trying to. So if you are investing in structure, investing in, you understand the organogram so well, and say that this is
from point of talent discovery to
so
development,
management. So you say if we are setting up such companies like that, and ensuring we are setting them in truth and in fairness, I think that's a good investment. So if anyone is going to start a label, there are many talents, but invest on your structure so well. I think that's what I can say.
Even as much as gig venues.
Yeah,
Venues.
there's that also. I think that's very interesting. Thank you for even mentioning. I think I was speaking with one of the stakeholders and in our field last year, and he was telling me that if oh goodness, he was telling me that they had a show outside the country, and the show they did outside the country, the ticket sales was able to cover venue and major things. Now here, venues are very expensive here
Very expensive.
compared to, and it's not so, but you can't now charge
Based on the venue charges.
Yeah,
Otherwise, people will not buy tickets.
People will not buy
because
tickets.
the spending power of the people too
exactly
matters.
If you look at our economy, what is affordable by economy? So in that case, if there are investors coming into place, they can take some of the burdens and see that, okay, what's the structure? I don't know. Well, investors also will also always want to make money, but if there's a way to balance and see that, especially for venues, we don't have easy access to those gig places,
They have good backstage,
and
they have
everything, places where you can even just easily turn things around, and it's a long list of creative expression where we don't always have to just have one person at the middle, then everybody is there, so if there are places where you can flip things, and I think they are coming up, but might be. Also, there's also a thing with when it's too affordable, everybody. But to balance it, when it's too affordable, you just see that everybody is just creating funny things. There's that part, and I think it's a bit. I might sound very controversial if I say it's happening even in the gospel space too, with studio recordings and all that. But investors can actually invest in gig places.
There's one I want to ask you. The last one I want to ask you.
Okay.
It's a bit controversial.
Okay.
But I want to ask you all the same.
Yeah.
What's your attitude to the dependence on honorariums? Tell me honestly, what do you think?
So I don't think that I don't think that creatives should depend on honorariums. It's now when I'm saying depend, I'm not saying you shouldn't be given honorarium.
Of course, I'll collect any day.
Yeah, you get your honorarium, you should. But what I'm saying is there are other. If you can find a way to ensure that, in fact, there's an interesting thing. If you've been able to make your music to the point where you can depend on honorarium, believe me,
You can actually.
you are neglecting. There are a lot you are neglecting. Do you get? So if your music can actually depend on honorarium,
Actually, there's
that means
room.
there's room. So your DSPs, what's your streaming like? How are you, able to navigate all that stuff? How are you able to, get sync licensing and all that stuff?
Is there a chance that tomorrow a church can invite you and you have your merchandise arm? And for this is what I think.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a camp meeting that has over 100,000 persons attending, and then you're coming in as an artist to come perform. I'm not always afraid to use perform and minister.
Jesus performed
miracles. So I'm not always afraid. But is there a chance that a time can come where you're going to a gig and there's an understanding with the people that invited you that I'm going to have a merch stand?
Yeah.
Branded shirts, branded wristbands, branded caps, branded mugs that people can buy.
You see, these things are funny. It is until when is a music minister that's where, because sometimes
preachers come with books.
Come with their books, and they put them on the stand. And, I like conferences.
Yes.
I attend conferences and they tell you this book
Preachers
is there.
bring their
you
books.
go and buy it, it's also, it will bless you.
Maybe that will bless you, but church cannot bless you.
You get, so as much as it cannot, if it could be from the perspective of support, you could also want to support what this person is doing. But you're also, even as an artist, you're opening room for more, avenue for support. Some people can't easily just take their money from their pocket and say, take 100K. Well, easily they can say, okay, it's my shirt. I'll wear the shirt. Give me 10. I'll even share some for some of my people too. So merch is the work. Those merch, the work actually. I've been to an event and I saw someone I knew and it was like, oh, these are merch stand. I was like, oh, really? Oh yeah, just give me one. Even if I have no budget for them, but give me one.
At least
you get at least
support what you're doing.
Support what you're doing. So it is what it is. Just find a way to, I think now. I think I'll start in merch or something, but it just hits me.
Are you still any gigs soon?
So what I want to do, I'm taking a bit of. I don't. It's not a break though. It's not a break, but okay. I want to increase my discography currently.
Okay.
So once I'm done increasing my discography,
so I won't come for your gigs. It's
once
back
you
to
come,
back,
yeah.
back
Once
to
you
back,
come for the gigs, it's going to be back-to-back songs.
Mm.
So I'm just kind of focusing on more songs.
That makes sense.
We have quite a number of songs written already. Just once it's the exact schedule for us to put them out, we just put them out, actually. Yeah.
Guys, I've had the Minister of Joy on Soundcheck with JK, and it's been amazing. Very immersive conversation. Follow him everywhere. He's on Spotify, he's on Apple Music. You can also follow him there. You can follow him on Instagram, on YouTube. He's everywhere. He's everywhere. Stream his music, but beyond that, when you hear that the MOJ is coming to a gig, attend. Come and shout. Come and scream. Yeah. And put money in his pocket too when he's leaving the stage. That one call.
That's very important.
All right, it's amazing. Until next time, it's Soundcheck with JK.